Hi friends, Anna Alchemist of the Arts here. Welcome to my channel. This is a general reading. It is a pick a card reading and it's going to be on the theme of what is coming in for me right now. This could be a blessing, a manifestation, it could be healing, it could be the release of something. I like to keep these really open and each pile will be different. I've selected one single tarot card and one oracle card for each pile, and each one has selenite today because I just felt like going with some equal cleansing energy but powerful manifestational energy around the full moon, just because that's the time at which I'm filming. So please take as long as you need, pause the video if needed, tune in to the cards and see which one is calling to you. As a reminder, these are general readings. I will try and bring through as much guidance as I possibly can in a way that will hopefully be empowering to you. I'm a firm believer that we have free will in every single moment of existence in order to redirect our life course, our direction, our energy to achieve our desired outcome. So please take this reading as a guidance point, as a read of the current energy, and from there you can choose wherever you're going to go, whatever you're going to do, whatever's going to happen. With that in mind, personal readings are available. All of my information is in the description box below, as well as all my official links to my Instagram and different channels. So please feel free to pause the video if needed, and if not, I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile one. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. As a reminder, all of my readings are a read of the current energy. I do them to give you a guide as to where things are right now and the energy I'm tuning into. If it doesn't feel like your pile, if it doesn't feel like the messages resonate, you might be drawn to another pile or a different reading or a different reader, and that's absolutely okay. But as a reminder, you know, I tune into the current energy and will pull through the messages with the hope that they can empower you to make decisions, to redirect yourself or your energy to or away from certain situations as you feel is right. You have free will, you have the control. So let's do these cards. I'm going with some tarot, I think. So you've got the Ten of Cups, which is beautiful. And magical realms, belief, confidence, co-creative power. So on the theme of what's coming in for you right now, it feels like abundance, it feels like fulfillment, it feels like happiness, but it feels more than that. It feels deeper. It feels like the realization of a dream, something coming together, something coming manifest at long last is what I'm getting. Now, obviously I'm saying this to you and reading the current energy. For some of you, I feel like there could be quite an immediate realization, or like a literal physical realization of something coming into your life with these two. But for others of you, this could be the realization of what it is that you want, as opposed to it actually arriving. It could be, what is the Ten of Cups? What does the Ten of Cups mean to me? Sorry, let me adjust the lighting. It's being a pain. You know, in this particular Ten of Cups, all of these different cups are pouring it into one kind of vortex, whatever you want to call it. It's creating this portal of energy. But it takes all of these different elements to make it complete, to make it the one whole thing that is what we truly want. So we've got all of these energies feeding into this one sort of collective energy, and it feels like the realization of what it is that you want, what all of these different aspects that make a whole. And bear with me just a sec. Sorry, I just moved the camera slightly because of wobbling it. It was joining to the table. So there's all of these different parts of your life, your fulfillment, your enrichment, your happiness, your joy, your fun, your work, everything that comes together that creates this sense of well-being, of fulfillment, of happiness. And it feels like you're realizing what that is, and in equal measure. You know, sometimes in these moments it's where we realize what no longer makes us feel that way, what no longer does the same thing. So that it's a powerful time of realization. But with magical realms coming out here, it feels like a powerful time of manifestation too. A powerful time for really seeing what matters the most and directing your energy towards it. So it feels like a time when you're both having confidence in the life that you're creating, or you're going to start, if you're manifesting something, it feels like you're getting some feedback, some kind of, I don't want to say recognition, but it does kind of come through that way. You're going to be recognizing that what you're doing is working, is how it feels. Let's get some tarot for you, pile one. What does pile one need to know? Okay, that was simple. We've got the Magician, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of moving parts involved. Let's tune into these energies. It feels like there could be something in the past that really wasn't very fulfilling to you. People that wanted different things. And now I feel like what I'm really getting, this won't resonate for all of you, but you could have been looking at situations from the past that may have taught you a lot, but perhaps those lessons came through in quite a difficult and painful way. Perhaps you really wish things could have gone differently with other people, but they didn't, and it went the way that it went. And you're kind of looking and trying to take what you can from those situations, whilst also being open to the new that's going to come. And it does feel like, you know, you're in this kind of Queen of Wands energy, regardless of gender identification of any kind. It's the energy of claiming what it is that enriches you, that makes you feel happy, that you feel animated about, passionate about, that stirs your senses, that brings life and animation to your being, rather than the mundanity of the day-to-day, which, you know, you might have gone through at some point. I mean, it could be work, it could have been a relationship, it could have been a family situation. It doesn't necessarily indicate a breakup, you know, if you're in a happy relationship, but it could certainly mean the injection of some fresh energy, some new passion, renewed passion. And it feels like you claiming your happiness here, happiness and your powers of intuition. You know, we've got the sunflower, and we've got the black cat on the Queen of Wands here, and it definitely feels, the energy I'm reading for feels like this Queen of Wands energy. And it feels like it's come from this perspective shift from the Hanged Man, from going through a process of realizing how these difficult situations of the past could definitely have taught you something. And it does feel like there could be people in your life that maybe don't get what you're, oh, I love that, maybe don't get where you are. Maybe there are people in your life that are very stable, very grounded, and expect things to go a particular way, and then you start thinking differently, or wanting different things, behaving differently perhaps. And I don't mean massively, but you know, as you heal and grow and evolve, your tastes and your preferences, your interests can kind of shift, and that can lead you on new paths and directions. And it feels like that kind of energy, you know, releasing some of this old ties to the expectations of how others thought it was going to be. And the Queen of Cups here, she comes out with a kind of dual message for me. She's saying two things. Firstly, it's very much about following and connecting with your heart, knowing the truth and the depths of it, tuning into your own emotions, your own feelings. Sorry if you can hear the dog. You know, and what it is that you truly want, but also recognizing the and holding within you your own sacred energy, and not putting, I know this is a different one, because many of us have to put others' needs ahead of our own, especially in relationships and parenting and things like that. However, when we do that at the expense of our emotions, of acknowledging our emotions, it's not necessarily a healthy thing. And the Queen of Cups is very much a card of the empath, of high empathy. So she knows her heart, but she has to have the strength to know her heart, and to not be dissuaded by the weight of other people's emotions that you might intuitively be feeling. There's got to be a balance of both, of other people's needs and your own needs as a person too. There's definitely, we've got three queens out as well, the third being on the bottom of the deck. So this, there's a lot of powerful feminine energy at play here. I'll take those. The Chariot, the Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Tower in the reverse. I love that. It's like these difficult days have passed for you, or they're passing, or you've been through the worst of them. And if you're still going through them, then be assured that there is some kind of victory that awaits you. Movement in a forwards direction. You're going towards something that is going to be so much more enriching and fulfilling for you. I definitely feel like for some of you, you could have been in something quite long term, whether it's work, a career, a job, a relationship, any kind of situation. You were in it for a really long time, and it could have ended and taught you a lot of lessons, or you could have decided to walk away from it on the realization that you were kind of cheating yourself out of something, and decide to pursue your passion instead, based upon this realization of what really and truly brings you fulfillment and happiness. So it feels like a powerful shift in energy for you that's going to lead you in a really positive direction. Let's get a Goddess card as your final message. And just as a reminder, all of the information is in the description below. If you would like a personal reading, or if you'd like to connect with me in other ways, check out my artwork, please feel free. Okay, we've got Kuan Yin, Compassion in the reverse. Now, this feels to me a bit like there could be compassion that you will need to extend yourself, particularly if some of these difficult life lessons have been difficult, particularly with this Queen of Cups coming out. Connecting with the compassion that you would offer to others in your situation. If somebody else was in your position, maybe sitting and telling you their dreams and all the things they want to do, what if it was your best friend? What if it was your child? How would you speak to them? Because I'm sure you wouldn't sit there and say, oh, you so-and-so, you can't do that. We might do that in our negative self-talk, but this self-compassion, this reflecting our compassion back to us can be one of the hardest things, regardless of how much work we've done or how intuitive we are or empathic we are. This feels very much like addressing and being aware of what it is that you want, your dreams, your heart's desires, your intentions, how you want to move forwards, what you want to create in your life and manifest. And it feels like doing it in a way where you're not being hard on yourself. So for some of you, you need to hear just that. Don't be hard on yourself. But I will leave it there for you, Pile 1. I hope this reading assisted you. I hope you're well. And I will hopefully see you again in another reading. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. As always, this is a read of the current energy. We're going to be looking at what's coming in for you. The way I read as a reader is to connect with whatever messages are coming through, and I try to put them across in a way that will hopefully help you to make empowered decisions about the direction of your energy, about your future outcomes. Please remember, nothing is set in stone. So we're going to take these cards and then we will go through and see what else comes through. The Nine of Cups and the Heart Portal. Wow, I love this. Both piles so far today have been really beautiful energy. The Nine of Cups speaks of wishes and wish fulfillment. It speaks of things coming manifest, those things that we really truly want in this world, what we align with, what we are calling in. And with the Heart Portal, it feels like, maybe you're looking for new love. Maybe you're trying to align yourself with, a heart's desire of some kind. But this is something, it doesn't have to be love. It can be something that really matters to you, something that deep in your heart you would really, really love to see manifest. And I love this depiction of the Nine of Cups because you've got the dandelion, and that always represents wishes to me. So it almost feels like you're in this energy of making a wish or seeing a wish fulfilled. And if you haven't set out any intentions for manifestation or for dreams, then it feels like a really powerful and potent time to do so. Let's get some tarot for you. I don't want me to split it too. So pile 2, please. What's coming in for pile 2? Okay, I'm going to take that because it's spun around. And I think that's quite a few for now. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Death card. We've got the King of Wands, the Emperor. Wow, the Six of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. There is some seriously powerful energy right here. Things in your world have changed. Things in your world are changing. You could be going through your own transformational process. There is a lot of really powerful masculine energy here. With the Emperor, it feels... Oh my, how do I explain this? The King of Wands and the Emperor, it's like the realization of some kind of heart's desire and putting it into action. But also, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Emperor, it's like knowing. It's like a deep knowing that this is going to happen, or you're going to find it, or it's going to come to you, it's going to align, it's going to get done, whatever it is. And if you're not feeling in that energy, this is a message that this can absolutely happen for you. This wish, this heart's desire, whatever it is, it might require some patience. And certainly, you know, you might need to take some kind of action, but that action doesn't have to be in the 3D world in order to make stuff happen. Sometimes the action we need to and more often than not, the best action we can take is the kind of action that realigns our energy with what it is that we want. Rather than trying to force a situation, push ourselves into a situation, we realign ourselves by working through our limiting beliefs, by overcoming those thoughts and processes that make us doubt who we are, or that we can have what it is that we want. You know, we work through those energies and processes to trust and have the faith that it's coming to us, to begin to believe that whatever this wish is, if say it was wishing to work for a certain company, but you feel like you're perhaps underqualified, or you know, getting to meet a certain person, or whatever it is that you'd like to see in your life, you know, earning a certain amount of money, we can create stories in our minds about why we cannot have that. And often the brain goes through those processes. We go to those places. Well, that won't happen for me because it's never going to happen, because there's a, you know, often, well, it's not happened so far, so it's never going to happen. And this is where the Seven of Pentacles comes in. It can be that essence of being patient. And I'm not saying that you have to be patient, because there's going to be a wait, but as soon as you release the attachment or the need of having something in the present moment, like right now, which just magnifies to yourself that the fact that it's not there, you kind of release your energy and go more into the flow state, which is that feminine energy state regardless of gender, and you allow things to flow to you. Which is interesting, because we've got this strong masculine energy, but this feels like a masculine confidence. You know, the Emperor, he's not out necessarily fighting wars. He's not out with a sword. He's just sat there on his throne, confident and knowing. And that is the kind of energy that we've got here. We've got this alignment, this groundedness into this passion, this dream, what it is that is wanted or desired. And then this very stoic, grounded knowing that this is going to come, this is going to work out, this is going to be okay. And I think those three phrases right there are probably the most important for you, pile 2, right now. Is, you know, this is going to happen, this is going to be okay. And I can't remember the third one I said, but yeah, you know what I mean. You've got definitely a new beginning, or it just feels like more than a new beginning, it feels like a potential to align with what it is that you want. And alignment can take time. Coming into alignment with these things is a bit of a practice, because we can shift out of you know, of different states of feeling, of being, and then we come back into them, and that's when the magic happens. But it feels like very, very much like victory is on its way to you. And you could have You know, this will be different for everybody, but it feels like if you've had to be patient for a long time, perhaps you have just been patient for a very long time, then it feels like stuff is coming to alignment for you, and you're going to see this change in your world and this wish fulfillment. And for others of you, it's like you're going to have the realization of something that you want to move towards, or perhaps a way in which you can move towards something, and you have a realization that there is a pathway that you want to pursue, and then with a bit of patience you sort of set about on your journey, knowing deep down that you are going to get there, and this is going to happen, or this is going to manifest, or you're going to receive it. But it just feels like you're doing it in a calm and confident way. We've got no flighty energy here. We've got no knights or pages. We've got, you know, the king of wands, the emperor, and the 6 of wands. So there's a lot of grounded but successful energy there. I'm going to take that one because it, yeah, what did I just say about knights and pages? I'm not going to take those because those ones flipped over. I'm going to try and take all of these if I can fit them all out on the table. Hopefully you can see these. So for some of you, because there's a lot of reversals here, but the one card that's upright is the Hermit. I've had comments before, and the 4 of Wands. So 2 super positive cards. People might not see the Hermit as a positive card, but I will explain. I don't see any card as directly positive or negative. Everything is multifaceted and layered in meaning. I've had comments before about having so many reversals come out. You know, the cards come out as they come out, and I read them the way I read them. What this is saying to me is, where in the past, if people didn't treat you fairly, if people didn't give you a reciprocal amount of energy to what you were giving, if people perhaps didn't approach you in the ways in which you feel they should have done, perhaps for some of you, you could be waiting for a message of somebody that you just can't quite let go of. For others of you, it could be that you were finally moving away from a situation where you were holding out for hope for somebody of the past. But this is, to me, it's saying, for some of you, if this is connected to love, this is literally saying you've been through this time, perhaps a time of solitude. It could be to do with just your self-worth, you know, relating to being chosen here with the 7 of Cups in the reverse and the 3 of Cups. You might feel that life has been quite stagnant, like you haven't had a lot to celebrate, to enjoy. You haven't had a lot to go out there and to feel victorious about. And it might be that you've been working really hard, but don't feel like you've got a lot to show for it with the 3 of Cups in the reverse. But what this time has gifted you with the Hermit, is an opportunity to really reflect upon where you are, upon where you're going, about where you've been succeeding, about the things you need to do. Bear with me just a sec. Sorry, guys. So this definitely feels like a point of change in your life, a point of personal transformation. And this can be a transformation in your perception with the Hermit card coming out, giving you an opportunity to align with what is more, you know, your idea of wish fulfillment, rather than settling for whatever it was in the past. This feels like coming to a place of confidence and power in knowing that you are going to succeed. You know, I think succeed is the word that keeps coming through. There's going to be success for you, whether this is within career or with love, or even both. You know, it feels, and for some of you, it's like, I'm getting popularity. So that might be a reference to perhaps social media or something that you're trying to achieve in that way. But it feels like coming to a place of alignment with your success. But it involves you going through a process of letting go of all the things that no longer serve you, and really aligning with those wishes. And that can be about, I'm going to get a God and Titans card for you. It can really be a huge part of it is realizing that you are worth more than what you've been settling for, with regards to any kind of anything from anywhere outside of you. Let's get you a Gods and Titans card. Whoa. I'm not going to take any of those because I just fumbled the cards completely. Okay, the way the Page of Pentacles went round there, you might have some sort of message from somebody from the past coming in. Green Man, abundance. I love it. There is definitely an abundance of good things coming into your life. There is this, and it's alignment. It's about alignment and success. And it's like, you know, wake up in the morning and realign yourself with the vision of the life that you want, reaffirming to yourself that you are successful, that you are going to be successful in achieving all the things that you want, and bringing yourself to the place consistently of it's already done. And you were going to get there, pile 2. This feels really super positive for you, and I'm loving this positive energy coming through with these readings. But just a reminder that personal readings are available. If I can assist you, all of my information is in the description box below, and I'll look forward to seeing you again in another reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. As a reminder, I'm a reader of the current energy, so please take this reading and use whatever comes through, if it feels right for you, if it feels aligned for you, to make whatever decisions you want moving forwards. It's always the hope with my readings that they will help people to make empowered decisions, but they won't be right for everybody. There might just be 1 or 2 messages, so only take what feels right and resonant for you. So all of my information is below if you'd like to connect with me or if you'd like a personal reading. But let's get into this one right now. We've got Emergence, Creation, Resurrection, Magician, and the 8 of Swords. This is interesting. So it feels like coming out of a time of anxiety. You know, the 8 of Swords can be self-imposed delusion. Now that sounds really harsh, but it's that prison that we build for ourselves, where we keep ourselves contained, confined, where we have these ideas, just this narrowed viewpoint of life, of what can be, of the way things will be, and that can feel very overwhelming at times. But it feels like, with Emergence here, it feels like you're coming out of a time where there could have been a lot of worry, a lot of concern, a lot of anxiety. It feels like a release from that energy, a shift in that energy, freeing up more of your energy to focus on what it is that you actually want, rather than being you know, stuck in this worry. It feels like the completion of something. For some of you, that could be a literal completion, maybe a house, maybe a contract of some kind. I'm saying, you know, there could be the completion of a cycle within your own personal work, or just something. Bear with me a second. Sorry, guys. It feels like the completion of a cycle. So this could be a cycle within your own personal work. So you might be having a realization of some kind about, you know, an old limiting belief, a way of being, something you've been holding on to that you've kind of worked through now. And it feels like a sense of clearing, like a sense of releasing and letting go. And what this does is frees up more of your energy in order to be able to create more of what you want, rather than feeling like you're stuck in a state of only getting the things that you don't want, which I know we all go through phases of life like that. Just that they're showing me just things going wrong, like car going wrong, house problems, you know, and like it being one thing after another. So you could have been through a really difficult time, but I am seeing that it feels like an ending, an end of a cycle, an end of a chapter, and just a walking away from something. Let's get some tarot for you. So we've got Judgment, the 5 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Wow. Yeah, I was really getting that there might be some kind of contract, some kind of completion. For some of you, this could be a legal matter, some kind of judgment, but definitely some kind of ending where there could have been high conflict. And it feels like suddenly getting clarity. And this clarity with the Queen of Swords, yeah, clean. I said clean. It's almost like to say clean break, just cut away from this now, to step away from something. So there could have been a lot of conflict around you, a lot of very heavy or dense energy, and that's not meant with any disrespect to anybody that you may be involved with, but the energy that is co-created between the situation could feel very, very dense. And that's just like about energy dynamics and the patternings and the stories is what I'm seeing, that they're just sort of held between you. So this could definitely be like a family situation, a work situation. It could be a business partner, but it does feel like with the Five of Wands, lots of people have been involved. But what I see is you really getting clarity, a clear point of mind, saying what needs to be said, but with judgment, that being done in a way where this kind of just gets put to bed. You know, it's like a call. You might get some sort of clarity and just suddenly see something about the situation in a way you've not seen it before. We've got the Hierophant, the Three of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Pentacles. With the Hierophant coming out, I am definitely getting this sense of a higher view over proceedings. You know, there could be some kind of something that you're waiting from an outside source, like an appeal, or like I said, a legal something. It could be related to school and waiting to schooling, to education, waiting for, or career, waiting for some kind of qualification to come through. But it feels like whatever happens, you're going to have an opportunity to walk towards something that is more fair. I'm really getting a sense of no longer accepting being the person that just gets messed around and pushed around. No longer settling, no longer feeling like you have to be juggled, and seeing things with clarity. And this could also be you doing the balancing, you deciding that now it's time to stop juggling things, because you really want to focus your energy in one place, one direction. You know, you could be feeling very called to finally follow a particular path. You could have been waiting, looking for wisdom and insight, but with the Queen of Swords coming out and the Hanged Man, it feels like you are going to get your insight, you're going to get your clarity for sure. And from that point, be able to commit to making a decision that feels fair and balanced for all concerned. But definitely, it feels like this is a completion of some kind. This is definitely a completion. It's the bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. And this clarity comes in. It doesn't necessarily mean everything is going to get sorted like overnight done, but it feels like the clarity is going to come in, and this is the beginning of a process which gets this matter settled, whatever it may be. For some of you, it's the beginning of, okay, I'm going to move in this direction, which means embarking upon a new journey, which might take some time, but it feels like you're committed to this process. You're ready to go through whatever it is that you are going to embark upon. It's no longer sitting and feeling anxious. This feels like doing something about it. Let's get some more messages and clarity for you. Pile 3, please. Yeah, we've got the Seven of Wands popping out now, the Four of Cups, the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you could have been dealing with some really heavy situations for some time, pile 3, feeling like you needed to be in defensive mode. But it's almost like, how do I explain this? You're just not putting up with it anymore, pile 3. That is the only way I can describe it. You know, sort of these half-issued attempts at bringing you what it was that you felt that you deserved, but also just feeling completely abandoned or displaced, or perhaps like you didn't have anywhere to go. It almost feels like you fought against this for so long, and then you were just like, no, I'm releasing this now. I'm releasing the attachment. I'm releasing the old story. I'm releasing my anxiety. I'm going to move. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to feel like I'm not being valued anymore. The King of Pentacles in reverse. And I don't want to feel like I don't have a strong and stable foundation for myself anymore. it feels like you are clearing the ground so that you can build something new, something bigger, something better, something stronger, something more secure for you out of this high conflict or potentially, you know, a situation with drama, and allowing yourself to be in a more gentle energy. I am really getting the sense that there could have been conflict for some of you, and this could have become quite a normal way of life, but it also could have felt really heavy and really dense for you. But you're going to get both the clarity of the heart and the mind with the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups, and be able to put both into action in a really powerful way. You know, it's releasing this situation by not pulling, you know, like a tug of war. If there's a rope and one person's pulling the end, you've only got that friction, that resistance, and that feedback if you are pulling the other side. This literally feels like you letting go of the rope and just breathing out and going, I'm not going to live in this state of anxiety anymore. I'm going to focus on building something strong and stable from the ground up that I can build upon for myself. Let's get one more card and then an oracle card. Okay, 2 more cards then. Yeah, the Four of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Wands. This definitely feels like the time for resting and contemplation. The time of, you might still be in contemplation mode and making a choice between which path you're going to take. But it definitely feels like you're letting go of just feeling stuck. Just feeling stuck in this place where you can't move. It's like you've been stuck in the place where you felt like you couldn't move, and now you're considering which way you're going to move. So it might not be that you're rushing in to take masses of action, but you're kind of getting to the point where it's like, no, I'm going to do something about this now. Yes. And the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck, really ending a difficult cycle. You might have felt stabbed in the back. You might have felt betrayed. There definitely could have been high conflict within this situation. But it's good because it feels like you're moving away from it and recognizing your worth and your power in the process, aligning with your heart and mind, and being able to speak your truth, seeing the truth with the Hanged Man here, and then being committed to building this more fair situation for yourself. It's really powerful energy, pile 3. Let's get a Goddess card for you. That is so weird because that came out for pile 1 from this deck. And it's been shuffled and shuffled. And you saw how that just flew out. So definitely, it's a time for compassion. Compassion for yourself. You can walk away from difficult situations compassionately without fighting. You know, it's that tug of war. If somebody wants to fight and argue with you, you don't have to argue back. You can remove yourself from the situation. And instead, find a different way to proceed. You're actually going to get a Gods and Titans one too. Okay, you get 2. Aries, War. Let's see what he's crossed with. Odin, Guidance. Finding the wisdom to overcome the conflict in a different way. I'm really getting that you don't want to be in a state of warfare, in this constant grind, a constant, persistent battling against other people. So you're going to find the wisdom and guidance now to overcome this situation in a different way, from a place of compassion, aligned with your truth and speaking your truth, but in a compassionate way and from the heart. Pile 3, this is really powerful. I don't know what more I can say, but thank you for being here. If this was your message, you know, then I hope it assists you. Personal readings are available if I can help, but thank you for being here. All of my information is in the description box below, and just take care. All my love. Bye.